Hi everybody, I'm Martha Kennedy and I wanted to speak to you about how to verify a code status and what to do on residents in Mississippi. So a code status is what we call an advance directive. It's an end of life orders from the residents, and what it is the residents or family members have decided ahead of time what they want to do should the patient or themselves go into cardiac arrest. It will tell you if they want CPR or if they would just like to be what's called a do not resuscitate. Now, to have the order for a do not resuscitate in Mississippi, you also need a doctor's order, and it needs to be signed by a nurse practitioner or it needs to be signed by a physician. So those are going to be things that we look at to make sure that they're in place. Okay, let me show you on PCC somebody with a DNR. Okay, where do I find it? So I go into PCC, I can pull up a resident, of course it would have their picture, and underneath their care profile, it's going to say if the resident is a DNR or a full code. As you can see, this resident is a DNR. This means do not resuscitate me. I want to verify that order that we talked about before, so I'm going to go over to documents. And I like to sort it by category. It makes it a lot easier, guys, especially when you're in a panic to figure what's going on. You see where this says code status PDF? Okay, you're going to open it real quick, and you're going to go in and you can verify that this resident has an order and it is signed by the nurse practitioner or the doctor, and we have that right there. You see DNR and it's signed. So we have what is a DNR, and we have verified it. We have looked at PCC, and we've made sure that this is a do not resuscitate. What do you do if you have somebody that's gone into cardiac arrest or is no longer breathing and they're a do not resuscitate? Well, in Mississippi, what you're going to do is you're going to call the doctor and let them know, and then you want to call the coroner. The coroner will come out and the coroner will pronounce that that resident is deceased. After they have pronounced the resident deceased, then you can go ahead and write the order from the doctor to release the body to the funeral home of the resident or family's choice if they made it ahead of time. And that's what we're going to do with the DNR. Now let's talk about if a resident has elected to be a full code. If a resident has elected to be a full code, that means they want everything done should they go into cardiac arrest or stop breathing. So, a resident goes into cardiac arrest, what we need to do is call out for help and alert the other staff. The other staff should respond in several ways. One staff should get on the telephone and the overhead in your facility, and they should say, can I have all available nursing staff to such and such? If it's a room, if it's the dining room, wherever it is, wherever the resident has gone down, that's where you want them to come. Somebody needs to grab the crash cart and have that in there. Another person's going to call 911. So we're going to be performing CPR, and we're not stopping CPR. Remember, you do not stop CPR. We have to wait for the EMTs and paramedics to get there, and then we do what's called handing over the care to them. Once they come in, we let them know what's going on. We hand over the care. We've called the nurse at the emergency room and let them know somebody's coming, and they have CPR in progress, and so they know what's coming. We don't stop CPR. Now, in Mississippi, the EMTs or paramedics can call their medical directors and they can pronounce, but we do not, okay? Just remember that. We don't ever pronounce, we don't ever stop CPR if it's there, and we always want to follow doctor's orders, and we always want to make sure they're there. So, a couple of housekeeping items. If you have a resident that or any resident, they should have an advance directive in their care plan. So we know that all residents either want CPR or they don't. So what we're going to do is go to that residence care plan, and under advanced directives, you would say that I have elected to have a DNR, the resident speaking, or I have elected to have a full code. So once that is done, you just always want to make sure you have the order, you have it where people can see it, and you have it care plan. That way everybody knows how to see this communication. Thank you so much for your time, and if you have any questions, please reach out to any of us. We appreciate you. Bye-bye.